Krishna Tuya, Krishna Tuya Bhagavata, Vivasarvashraya, Pradishoge Pradikshare Nanartakaya, Priyamaya Bhagavata, Krishna Rishiyanga, Tate Kainiyate Kuri Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. This is Saturday Bhagavatam class. We're discussing third Canto Bhagavatam, chapters 17 through 19, however we get to. Okay. Okay, here we go. Chapter 17 is the birth of two demons. Who are the two demons? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Who is the mother and father? Who is telling the story of these demons? Who's listening? Okay, pretty smart. This is chapter 17, third Canto Bhagavatam. So the summary is there, the first verse. Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they conquered all the world, and they're, of course, asuras against the principles of godly life. And all the Devatas were worried. But they gave up worrying because they had faith that Krishna would handle the situation. That's the difference between a demon and a devotee. The demon always has faith that Krishna will handle the situation. And the demon always thinks his own power will control everything. So it describes that when demons take birth, it's really an auspicious situation. Just like there's devas and asuras and suras. So there's many verses that describe how the world, material nature responded to the birth of these demons. You can see in verses 3 through 10, 12, 3 verses 3 through 12, 15. 14 verses describes how they disturbed the whole world and everyone in the world, even by their very birth. So that's a pretty disturbing situation. Hurricanes, earthquakes, thunderbolts, hurricane winds, tufan, dust flying everywhere, darkness everywhere. Couldn't see the stars in the sky, couldn't see the moon. Couldn't see the planets. The waves were full of tsunami waves, oceans full of tsunami waves. There were eclipses of the sun and moon. And they talked about the animals on the earth. The jackals were vomiting fire. The jackals became dragons. And dogs were crying and weeping and raise your heads up and say, oh, 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 oh. The jackasses were running about crazy. Birds were flying. Cows were passing urine and stool out of fear. Planets were going backwards. All the citizens were afraid. They thought the universe was about to be destroyed. So it describes how these demons were like mountains, so strong and so powerful. And they were busy beating up everybody. They went to heaven. When all the Devatas saw these guys coming, they ran away. So Hiranyaksha he went into the ocean. He wanted to find Varuna Dev. He went to Varuna and asked him for a fight. Varuna said he's too old. I'm too old to fight. Leave me alone. He sounds peaceful. I don't want to fight. So that's the end of that chapter. Chapter 18. Now the big time starts. Everybody ran away from Hiranyaksha. Sorry, Gopal. Here they come, the Vrindavan team. Look like the sunshine, very bright and colorful. Okay, so now chapter 18. Chapter 17 left us in a very negative mood. All the demigods were run away from their kingdoms, and Hiranyaksha is terrorizing the universe. And he knocked off the earth planet, sent it to the lower regions of Pataloka, bottom of the universe. And Varuna was we couldn't challenge him. He had no power to fight with him. So Narada Muni told Hiranyaksha he could find somebody to fight. He could find Ra. Ra was running around the ocean. He could find him. Go look for Ra. So now in this chapter 18 is a showdown between Ra and Hiranyaksha. Who's going to win? Radhe. So, like any good fight, it starts off with a lot of hot words. So, Ra called Hiranyaksha a fool. That he was stupid. And, what are you doing here? And then Hiranyaksha said, you're a stupid pig. So, then they go and they keep talking. And then usually demons have a lot of words, have a lot to say. They say that genuine heroes act, they don't speak. Their actions are their speech. So people that speak a lot usually don't have any power. Someone is deadly. Like Bruce Lee didn't talk much. But he knocked everybody out. So Ra is not that kind of guy. He talks also. In verse 5 he says, I'm going to kill you with my club. Wow, this is the Hiranyaksha saying. Because they're both fighting with clubs. The Hiranyaksha tells Ra, I'm going to kill you with my club. Then all the Devas and Rishis will not do any more puja or yoga to, and you'll be all dried up and no foundation. So they go on like this. So now Ra is getting ready to fight. So he picked up the earth from the bottom of the ocean and he made the earth float on the water like a ball. The earth is floating on the ocean like a ball. And Ra was keeping his eye, one eye on the earth planet, the other eye on Hiranyaksha. And they're still, up to verse 10, they're still calling each other hard names and whatever. Hiranyaksha was insulting Ra, making jokes at the expense of the Lord. And Ra was becoming angry. And then, it's all about a fight, It's like a good fight story. Like fighting boxing championship. You could have a good story here. So they struck each other with their clubs. And it was like, why did this fight go on, first of all?
Because Hiranyaksha had this itching for battle. He wanted to fight with someone who is at his same level, and he saw that everyone else was too much weak, so he didn't want to fight.
That's Naimittic karma, but it was the Upadan karma, the cause of the cause.
Because Krishna said that you will be pleasing me by serving through anger.
Krishna wants to fight.
Sometimes husbands like to fight their wives.
No. We don't dare.
But they don't dare. They call you.
You want to fight and get defeated.
You want to fight, but who can fight with God? Only somebody as powerful as God can fight. So who is as powerful as God?
Only God himself.
Who is as powerful as God?
He himself.
His devotees.
Devotees. So who he picked to fight with?
Jai Vijay.
Jai
Jai
Vijay.
Vijay. So the whole idea is fight. So this is what Vishnu wanted. He wanted to fight. So he took the form of Ra to fight, and his gatekeeper Jai Vijay took the form of Ranyaksha and Kashipu. And now they're fighting each other. It's all Leela. So it's not all that serious. It's like, AK fights with his father. It's not a big thing. It's like a joke, So AK is Ranyaksha. Yeah, the ego of Ranyaksha. Not the body, He's working on ABC. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So, Brahma's telling Ra, stop playing with his demon, just finish him off. Because dusk is coming, and when dusk comes, then the demons get more powerful. They get more energy from Tamagun. They get surcharged. So Brahma and all the devas and rishis, although Ra is enjoying the fight, they're telling him to finish it off. Because they're not so convinced that Ra will be able to beat him up. So that's chapter 18. Any questions? Not much questions asked. It just shows you time and place. If you're going to have a fight, make sure, you can learn from this chapter. Fighting is okay. You can God fight. But it should be right place, right time. Not at sunset. Midday is good. Take lunch, rest for an hour, wake up, then fight. Then you have to do a good fight. So now chapter 19. What's this chapter called? Ra liberates Ranyaksha, kills him. So it says here, Vishnu says, the demon tried to kill Ra with tantric power, and then Ra killed him with a slap. So that's the best thing. Don't use your tantric powers on your wife. You just slap is good. wife used the tantric powers. She said, I'm not cooking anymore. That's her tantric power. She said, you don't behave yourself, I'm not cooking anymore. That's her tantric power. That was how fast how's it surrenders. Okay, anyway. So they're fighting, it still goes on about fighting. Club falls from the hand. Then Lord takes his chakra. And demon got afraid of the chakra. And the demon picked up his club again and they fought some more. And he threw the Hiranyaksha threw the club at Ra. Ra caught it just like Garuda catches a snake. And then Hiranyaksha threw a lance like a spear, like on the bottom of Krishna's feet. There's a spear. No, Radharani's foot, right foot. Trishul. And then Krishna threw his chakra and cut the trident. They're really going at it, way. Then Hiranyaksha used all kinds of tantra, yoga maya tantra. Then verse 18, chapter 19, the demons started using machine gun fire. Pellets fired from guns fell in all directions. So maybe there's some Russian AK-47 machine guns there. Verse 18, machine guns are old-fashioned. They're beginning so even. And then it got really, really blood and stool and urine and everything. And check this out, verse 20. That isn't enough. Then some naked witches came. A little excitement there. Two boys fighting. Reaction. I don't always get entertained by naked witches. And while they're at tridents, they're pretty interesting. And the Yakshas and Rakshasas, they're saying, Himsa, Himsa, kill, kill. Himsa, Himsa. Himsa means violence, kill. There's all illusions created by the demon. So sometimes you may have dreams of naked witches. The wild there. Horses, chariots, soldiers. So it's all illusion. Didi is really upset about the whole scene. She's, instead of milk coming from her breast, blood is flowing from her breast. That's verse 23. She's feeling bad about it. She produced these two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyaksha. So Ra destroyed the illusions, and then the Hiranyaksha tried to squeeze Ra, But he found that he was trying to squeeze him and hold him in his arms and squeeze him. The Lord slipped out of his arms. And he just couldn't hold on to the Lord. So there's a commentary here by Prabhupada. Look at that. That's the real fun we're enjoying. It's very hooky, he's cutting school. In this verse, Krishna is called Kesho. Why?
Keshuti.
These pigs have nice hair or what? They use big hair for hairbrush, you know that? Pig bristles make good brushes. Not for hair though. It should be clean for and stuff. So it's called Kesha. So Prabhupada gives a commentary on this verse 24, chapter 19. Why is Ra referred to as Kesha? Kesha means one who has beautiful hair. One who is expert in taking care of hair. So he says. It also means one who is the master of the sky. K-Isha. K means sky. So that's why he couldn't get his arms around him. He said here he tried to hold him in his arms, chapter 24. Hiranyaksha tried to hold Krishna in his arms, and every time he tried to circle on his arms, he found that Krishna was outside of his arms. Because he figured that he's like trying to hold the sky. The demons attempt, Hiranyaksha's attempt to measure Bhagavan Ra. He wanted to embrace him with his arms, thinking that his limited arms could capture the Absolute by material power. He did not know that Ishvara is the greatest of the great and the smallest of the small. Anarniyama Tomayan. So, no one can capture Krishna or bring him under control. But the demoniac person always attempts to measure the length and breadth of Krishna. By his inconceivable power, Krishna can become universal form. He also can remain, this very, very nice thing probably says, Krishna can become Ratarupa, a universal form. Or this one he says, very cute what he says. Or Krishna can become small. What do you say? At the same time, Krishna can remain within the box of his devotee as their worshipful deity. He said there are many devotees who keep a statue of Krishna in a small box and carry it with them everywhere. Every morning they worship Krishna in the box. Just like our Murali got his little Krishna in the box. Had a Giraj around her neck. Andrew used to keep a go around shield around his neck. A little one. A little small one. box. Krishna cannot be bound by any measurement or calculation, but he can remain with his devotee in any suitable form. Yet he's unapproachable by any amount of demoniac activities. Very nice purport Prabhupada gave. Just because he took his phrase, he couldn't hold it with his arms. Because what does the word Vaikuntha mean?
No anxiety.
Means unlimited. Actually, literally, it means immeasurable. You can't measure. Vaikuntha, you can't measure. Sometimes they say free from anxiety. Kunta means anxiety, and Vaikuntha means no anxiety. But generally it's immeasurable because it's everywhere. It's up, it's down. Like when you say, where is Vaikuntha? You go, it's up, yeah, it's up, it's down, it's right, it's left, it's inside, everywhere. Because it's consciousness, it's not bound by space or time or place. So let's go on and see what we have. So then he just hit him with his, hit him below the ear with his hand. Now anybody who studies Kung Fu or karate will immediately see that this is the Kung Fu verse. Verse 25 is the Kung Fu. It's right below the ear, there's a pressure point. You hit that fast enough and hard enough, the person will go unconscious. Just go like with one finger. It's called the one finger punch. I saw on television, on a phone the other day, some guy, some Shaolin master was fighting some karate guy. He was an old guy with gray hair like me. Fighting some young karate expert. And the young guy was picking up the old man, throwing him on the floor, and flipping him all around. And the old man was okay. Then he went like this one real fast behind his ear with his finger. The guy fell over, dead. Not dead, but unconscious. He was going like this. It was just like the guy was doing so much to throw the guy, flip him, and knock him out. The karate guy. This guy. There's some point there, right here, somewhere behind the ear. You hit that fast enough, hard enough, out. Happens every night when you put your head on the pillow. You go out. I don't know what, but that's how Ra Nagara Ranyaksha, verse 25. He hit him below the ear with his hand. He used clubs, he used chakras, he used lightning bolts, he used tantra, and finally got finished with a fingertip. So funny. When Ra hit the demon that song, the demon's eyes popped out. Boy. Boy. Like a cartoon. And he had big teeth biting his lips. Anyway, so lucky guy, he got killed by Bhagavan. And here's a nice thing. Verse 31. What does it say? After Ra killed the king of the demons, Ranyaksha, Pra went home to Vraloka, to his planet of uninterrupted bliss. Aga means to go. Third line of verse 31. Jagaga means he went. Loka, planet, Swam, my own. Akanda, unbroken, Utsav. Akanda, Utsav.
Uninterrupted bliss.
Huh?
Uninterrupted bliss.
Yeah. Unbroken bliss. Akanda means broken. Akanda means unbroken. Akanda the kirtan. So it means uninterrupted bliss. So that's the planet that Ra lives on. It's on Bliss Loka. Bliss Loka. Utsav. Uninterrupted bliss. Akanda Utsav. So I don't think Hiranyaksha felt that way, but he was knocked off. So let's see what Prabhupada says about Akanda Utsav. We don't feel so much Akanda Utsav. Yeah, hard life. Right? Right. It's pretty hard. You just live in Vrindavan consciousness and live in Vrindavan Dham, then you'll feel happy. As soon as you go out of that consciousness, go out of the Dham, then you feel something different. So wherever you are, if you stay in Vrindavan consciousness, you feel happy. But basically, Vrindavan consciousness means you don't pay much attention to the external world. It doesn't really matter that much. We have to become tight in our remembrance of Krishna. That's important. Prabhupada gives a commentary on verse 31. He says that Akanda Utsav. Utsav means pleasure. Whenever some function takes place to express happiness, it's called Utsav. Utsav means complete happiness. It's always present in Vaikuntha. Krishna comes from the spiritual world, and therefore he's called Avatar, one who descends. Descends. So it's not too much extra thing there. In text 32, it says, I recite to you the story of Ra, Avatar, killing Hiranyaksha in battle like a plaything, as I have heard from my guru. So he said, fourth line, verse 32, Kridavan, Kridanavan, means a plaything. Then he makes a point, this Maitreya Muni is telling Vidura. He said, in other words, he said, because Vidura is thinking in his mind, this is a pretty fantastic story, Maitreya. Where did you pick this one up from? Where did you hear this story? I said, I heard it from my guru. So then Prabhupada describes what's his idea of hearing from Guru. The idea of this verse that Maitreya Muni is saying, he didn't make up anything or get some personal interpretation. He explained whatever he heard directly from his Guru. Thus he himself is accepted, he accepted as bona fide. He accepted the bona fide system of parampara, receiving a transcendental message in the civic succession. Thus received by this bona fide process of hearing from a guru, the statement of Acharya cannot be valid. So then it's interesting because it says that this verse 32 says that he killed him, Ra killed Ranyaksha like a plaything, Kridanavan. Kridanavan also means toy. You have a Barbie doll, you pull the legs off or something. Pull the arms up, pull the head up. It all snaps back together again, you know. Just pull out, plop. So Prabhupada talks about that. The city, although the demon Ranyaksha was so powerful, Ra played with him like a doll. Just like a child breaks so many dolls without any real endeavor. Similarly, although a demon may be very powerful and extraordinary in the eyes of ordinary man, for Krishna killing such a demon is no difficulty. He can kill millions of demons just like a child plays with dolls and breaks them. So, Ra is playing with Ranyaksha and killing him is compared to a kid playing with dolls and breaking them. That's the humor of Maitreya Muni, actually. Men appreciate these Munis have good sense of humor. I want to point this out. These books are full of all different rasas, you know. It's called Hasya Ras. It's one of the 7 Gona secondary rasas, Hasya, laughter, comedy. And this Maitreya Muni, he's saying it's like a doll. It's like play dolls, break his arm off. Feed on him. Prabhupada ran with that. You got to really get well with that. So I wanted to point to that. And then next text 33. The Shuddha Goswami is a story within a story within a story. So of course, the original story is Shukadev telling Parikshit, and that story of Shukadev telling Parikshit is narrated by Shuddha Goswami to Shonagrishi. And in that story is the story of Maitreya Muni teaching Vidura. And in the middle of that story, Maitreya Muni teaching Vidura. All kinds of rishis like Brahma throw in their 2 cents and get involved as speakers in the story, speaking to Maitreya or Ra or what it is. That's really wild. Who, what, when, where, why, how. So in text 33, it shows what everybody's looking for. Line 3. Hearing the story of Ra recited by Maitreya Muni, Vidura became delighted. Shata, the word Shata, line 3, Shata is another name for Vidura. Anandam Paramananda Deve, Deve means lobe. He achieved transcendental bliss, Paramananda. So everyone's looking for that. Everyone's looking for happiness, joy, peace, bliss. So how did Vidura get happiness? We're hearing Leela Kata. So if you're lucky, you can get a new book, a new edition of Bhavasara Sangra, which is Leela Kata. And you too can Ananda Parama, Ananda Parama Lebe, you can attain and achieve transcendental bliss. Let's see, I don't know what it means more about that. What verse is that? 32, huh?
33.
That's 33. Wow, it's amazing. You can see the translation in the book. I'll read Prabhupada's translation. No way, I did one. 33, that's 33, huh? We're talking about achieving transcendental bliss. Prabhupada gave a whole commentary about that. If anyone wants to derive transcendental pleasure by hearing Krishna's pastime, he should hear it from authoritative sources. Like Maitreya is hearing from his guru Maitreya. One should not hear from non-devotees. Lord Chaitanya warned us in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mayavadi Bhashya Shunile Ayasarvanash. You hear Mayavadi speaking on Katha of Krishna or interpretation of Vedas, it destroys bhakti. Sarvanash, everything gets destroyed. If anyone hears the Mayavadi pastime, description of Krishna's pastimes, or interpretation of Gita or Bhagavatam, or any other vague scripture, they'll be doomed. So I always say it's important to know who's speaking a particular katha or writing a book, who is the author, what is their qualification. Perfection is attained when one hears Krishna Lila from a proper source. So a proper source means, for us, it means best proper source, be a Gaudiya Vaishnava in good standing, with good understanding of Tattva and Siddhanta, and good behavior. That would be anyone, any man or woman, Gaudiya Vaishnava, speaking Harikatha, is good behavior and has a good understanding of Tattva and philosophy. And if it has good behavior, then you can hear Harikatha from them. That's generally the idea. Now, text 36, there's a key word there in the third line. What is the third line key word? Verse 36.
Kritagya. Seveta.
Kritagya. Gratitude. So, gratitude is an important quality which is on the waning in this age. Not much gratitude. It's gratitude and taking everything for granted. Very interesting. The words sound the same, but they have different, opposite meanings practically. Rather than being grateful, people take everything for granted. You're my mother and father, you're supposed to do everything for me. You're supposed to buy me a car, buy me a house, pay for my education. You're supposed to do all that. Who said? I said. So kids expect that. They don't feel that it's a gift, it's their kindness, it's their love. Who am I? Why do that do that? They take it for granted, but they don't feel grateful. So Prabhupada has a nice commentary on this verse. There is his translation as to 36. What grateful soul is there who would not serve his loving, who would not offer loving service to such a great master as the personality of Godhead? Krishna can be easily pleased by spotless devotees who resort exclusively to him for protection. Though the unrighteous man finds it difficult to pray to Krishna. Prabhupada's commentary. Every human being should feel grateful for the benedictions offered by the grace of Krishna. Therefore, with a simple heart of gratefulness, one should be Krishna conscious and serve Krishna. Those who are actually thieves and rogues do not recognize or acknowledge the benedictions offered to them by Krishna. Ungrateful persons do not recognize, they don't understand how much benefit they are receiving by the arrangement of Krishna. They enjoy the sunshine and moonshine, the rainwater, yet they don't feel grateful, but simply go on enjoying these gifts of the Lord. Therefore, they must be called thieves. Fruits and cow's milk and vegetables and grains are all gifts of God. But we think it's our birthright. So it reminds us of gratitude. This is Sridhar Goswami speaking to the rishis. He says in 37, "Oh Brahmanas, if you like this pastime, hear this pastime, or chant about it, Raga killing Ranyaksha, you'll deliver from the sin of killing a Brahmin." I don't recommend it. Don't kill a Brahmin, then read this chapter. Don't take this as a way out. Kill your Brahmin neighbor. Read chapter 8, 19. You may go to jail also. Verse 38. Who's speaking?
Sutta.
Suta Goswami.
Throw.
Shaunik Rishi.
Pretty clever. Sridhar Goswami said, Krishna will be there at the time of death for anyone who hears this story. You go to Swargaloka, you purify your heart, you get money, fame, position, long life, and all kind of good stuff. You can see all good stuff again. Prabhupada's translation in text 38. This most sacred narrative confers extraordinary merit, wealth, fame, longevity, and all the objects of one's desire. If you're on the battlefield, you get strength. We'll listen to it when it's dying, we'll go to Vaikuntha. If one can, Prabhupada's commentary, if one continues to hear the Bhagavatam, which is full of pastimes of Krishna, at the end of life, one is sure to be transferred to the eternal transcendental abode of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends five items of devotional service. Vaishnava Seva, chanting Hare Krishna, hearing Bhagavatam, worshipping Murti, and living in Vrindavan. Do these 5 things and get delivered from miserable condition of material life. What's that 5 things called?
Panchanga Bhakti.
Panchanga Bhakti. That's chapter 17, 18, 19. So, 1 down, 2 to go. Jaya Vijaya takes 3 births as demons. So what were those 3 births?
Ravana and Kumbhakara.
What was the first one?
Hiranyakashipu.
What was the second one?
Ravana and Kumbhakara.
Ravana and Kumbhakara. What was the third one?
Shishupala.
Dantavakra.
And Jagai Madai.
Oh, Rica?
I heard somewhere. I don't know. Maybe old time in ISKCON. That also Jagai Madai, but maybe
Oh,
just
Jagai Madai.
She's heard somewhere.
Sorry, back to No, it's maybe can't say. It's not a Shastra. Not in the Goswami books. Okay, that's it for Saturday Bhagavatam class. But I didn't prepare anything more. So next week, read chapter 20, 21, 22. You're bloody students. Jai Jai
Jai Shri Radhe.